I never thought I'd end up knee-deep in a pond at dawn, hook in hand, plotting the downfall of a busybody in Lululemon. But when Karen Hargrove, self-appointed queen of Willow Creek Estates, screamed for the cops because my 78-year-old grandpa dared to wet a line in our community's sacred retention pond, something snapped. Grandpa wasn't even catching anything. He was just sitting there, thermos of black coffee steaming in the chill, reminiscing about the trout streams back in Idaho. 3 minutes after her 911 call, sirens wailed, and I knew this wasn't about fish. It was about her fragile empire crumbling, and I'd light the match. Picture this. Willow Creek, that cookie-cutter slice of suburban heaven in suburban Phoenix, where HOAs rule like mini fiefdoms and neighbors spy through blinds like it's the Cold War. Grandpa moved in with us after Grandma passed. Cancer, quick and cruel, trading his rancher roots for our cul-de-sac bungalow. He missed the water, the quiet pull of a current against your waders. So I cleared it with the board. The ponds for aesthetics, sure, but the covenants say passive recreation includes fishing as long as you pack out your trash. Grandpa's no slob. He even brought a little net for minnows, planning to fry 'em up for our weekly family grill out. Karen? She's the enforcer, clipboard in one hand, Starbucks in the other, patrolling like a Roomba on steroids. Divorced twice, kids in college, she bankrolls with her consulting gig, real estate flips, mostly. But her crown jewel? That sprawling ranch on the edge of the development, a McMansion with horse stables she calls her legacy property. She'd been angling for a fat insurance claim after a freak storm supposedly damaged the barn last month. $2 million, easy, if the adjusters bought her sob story about unforeseen flooding. Spoiler, they almost did. It started innocently enough, or as innocent as HOA drama gets. Dawn patrol, Grandpa's out there in his waders, pole arcing like a prayer. I watch from the kitchen window, sipping my own Joe, when Karen's Prius rolls up like a predator drone. She's out in seconds, bleach blonde bob quivering, marching across the dew-slick grass. "This is a violation," she bellows, close enough to splash mud on his boots. Grandpa just chuckles low and gravelly. "Ma'am, I'm catching peace, not perch." But she doesn't hear folksy charm. She hears defiance. Phone's out, dialing 911 before he can reel in his first cast. There's a vagrant trespassing, armed with fishing gear, possible threat to property values. Sirens pierce the quiet. 2 cruisers pulling up like it's a SWAT raid. Cops, nice guys, actually, from the local PD, listen to her tirade, then turn to Grandpa, who's politely offering them worms from his tackle box. They check the covenants on their tablets, confirm it's all above board. Karen's face goes from beat to blister. But the aesthetics, the resale. One officer, a burly vet with a mustache that screams nom, levels her with, "Ma'am, if bait's a weapon, half of Arizona's armed to the gills." They leave with a tip of the hat to Grandpa, but not before I snap a quick video. Her meltdown, crystal clear, time-stamped for eternity. That's on Hook set. See, I've been digging into Karen's storm damage since the claim hit the rumor mill. Whispers at the block party. Her barn roof caved suspiciously clean, like someone took a sledge to it for the payout. Turns out, Willow Creek's pond feeds directly into her property's drainage. Old irrigation ditch from when this was all farmland. Grandpa's fishing spot? Upstream of her little flood zone. And wouldn't you know, the covenants have a clause. Any HOA member's activity that alters watershed flow voids community-backed claims. Her insurance? Tied to our master policy, sweetened by her board seat. 3 minutes after the cops peeled out, I was on my phone, forwarding that video to the adjuster, CC&G the entire board, plus a hydrology report I'd pulled from county records showing how Grandpa's illegal cast could have diverted her precious runoff. Controversy erupted like fireworks on the 4th. Texts blowing up the neighborhood chain, accusations flying. Karen's gaming the system. Grandpa's a hero. She fired back in all-caps emails, calling me a vindictive millennial saboteur, but the board smelled blood. Emergency meeting that night. Virtual, of course, with cat filters and muted mics. And boom, claim denied. $2 mill down the drain, literally. Karen's ranch? Foreclosure whispers started by week's end. She packed up her yoga mats and sold the horses at auction, tail between her legs, posting passive-aggressive realtor pics on Nextdoor like new beginnings. Grandpa, he caught a bluegill that afternoon, fried it with cornmeal and lemon, and we laughed over plates on the patio. Folks like her, he said, wiping grease from his chin. They cast lines too, just baited with lies. Me? I learned revenge tastes best slow-grilled, with a side of sweet, petty justice. Willow Creek's quieter now, pond rippling under the sun. But if you listen close, you can still hear the echo of sirens, fading into the bitter splash of one Karen's empire sinking.